Hi, I'm Latrina Patrick with Vision University. That is my online platform designed to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by using a mind, body, and spirit approach. And we are tackling a lot with the mind lately as we go through the ABCs of grant writing. We have made our way through the alphabet and we have landed today on the letter R. This is a really, really great tip and a great insight to share. So, on the letter R, what we're speaking about is the need for you to be ready to implement. If your grant proposal can demonstrate that you are ready to implement at the time they say go, that puts you in a really strong position. And so, what I mean by that is, it means that you are fully ready to start within the designated time frame. Now, this differs. So, if you are working or I should say, if you are being funded by a state government or a federal government, the typical time frame, because those are larger scale projects and they give you a lot more money, but they are typically looking for you to start that program within 90 days of the award notice. And they will state that in the RFP, the request for proposals. So, excuse me, make sure that you can implement within the time frame. And so if you don't have staffing, that's time for you to get your staffing for the key positions in place, or to really get the program launched, or to order materials that may be necessary, whatever it is. But you want to demonstrate that you can get that program launched within that time period. Now, if this is a foundation grant, which is usually a lot less money, and oftentimes with the foundation grant, they won't necessarily stay within 90 days. A lot of times they give you a lot more leeway because they will typically give you a window of time that you have to have it fully implemented. And it's typically, I won't say typically because they're all different, but for some of the larger ones, larger nonprofit or foundations that really want some accountability, they may give you about a 12 to 18-month window. And so they may say, we'll give you $25,000 and you need to implement what you've spelled out within 12 months or 18 months. So they'll say from April 1st until April 1st, 2022 to August 2023, whatever it is, they will tell you that you need to have it done within that time period. So that's a lot simpler to work with, but you need to demonstrate that you have the ability to do that. So again, it factors in your time that you need to hire staff or do whatever, but that window is very important. And so what you're demonstrating when you're showing them that you're ready to implement, this really speaks to your organization's capacity. And we've spoken about that in previous tutorials in this topic of the ABCs of grant writing. We talked about how important it is to demonstrate that your organization has the capacity to do what they said they were going to do, the credibility, the qualifications, the staff, the experience. This speaks to capacity. It really strengthens your application. And this also speaks to your fiscal capacity because, again, I've said before that a lot of the larger grants, so the big money grants, they are reimbursable grants. So you really do need to be able to implement your programming for the first 3 months or so without having funding coming from the grant award. Because if it's a Fed grant or a state government grant, which are usually just Fed money funneled through the states, so they have the same Fed standards, then you are really going to be responsible for that 90-day turnaround. You won't be getting money in upfront. You'll typically get the money after you've done the services for that particular time period. But that first 3 months is critical. So if you can demonstrate that you have the capacity to do that, that strengthens your application. And overall, just you got to remember you have to demonstrate your readiness. If you can demonstrate your readiness to do what you promised you were going to do, that sets you in a really competitive position as far as that grant and being awarded. So keep that in mind. Be ready to implement. Now, if you want more grant writing tips, make sure you are subscribed to my email updates because I send out weekly emails every Tuesday morning. Sometimes they have grant writing things. Sometimes they have other things related to your mind, body, spirit. Anything I can do to help you stay motivated and encouraged. That's what those emails are about. And make sure you are signing up for the launching of my Grant University. That is going to be brand new coming up in May. It's a 4-week course that's targeting beginners to intermediate levels. You can register now on my website, so make sure you go and reserve your slot there. And of course, if you have missed any of the tutorials, you want to make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, Vision University, so that you can have access to the other recordings and tutorials that you may have missed up until today. So make sure you get that done. But in the meantime, I want you to remember to create the vision for the life that you desire and you deserve, because you are the only one who can.